Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. In this episode, we are going to do start the final area, basically, of the entire game. And that area would be the Catacombs. Now, I've been avoiding the Catacombs and its, in its connecting areas, the Tomb of the Giants, because they're probably some of the more difficult in the game. But I have done a lot over the past couple Let's Plays without even telling you guys in order to prepare myself for it. So I feel like I am finally ready to take it on. And it's really not super difficult, it's just super annoying. So anyway, you're going to notice I have a Divine Claymore +5. I did that between the last two episodes. The Claymore +9 that you saw in the Lost Izalith is now the Divine Claymore +5. I basically just I basically upgraded it a bunch, made it a magic weapon just to fool around with it, so I would have it ready to go. So when I wanted to revert it back to a +5 and make it a divine weapon, it wasn't a very big thing to do at all. Plus, all the green embers, or all the green titanite chunks or whatever that I got throughout this entire game went towards making it a divine weapon. So I really didn't have to buy any green titanite at all. So in the end, I really have been preparing for this the whole time. Like my helmet right now is a sunlight maggot that's going to allow me to see in an otherwise pitch black area, and I got that in Lost Izalith as well. So I'm feeling pretty good about this next area. I think we're going to be able to take it on pretty easily. And as you can see, these skeletons aren't really that difficult now. These are the same skeletons that right at the beginning of the game I told everybody to avoid because they were they were probably going to kill you. Right now they're not really too much of a challenge, so I'll just take them all out real quick and then we'll head into the Catacombs to see kind of what our fortunes bring us. And if I two-hand or do a jumping attack, I can pretty much kill any one of these skeletons in one hit. And that's basically kind of what I'm counting on. These bigger skeletons, we're going to see a lot of those guys in the Tomb of the Giants. They're a little more tricky. They're going to take at least 2 hits, so it's going to, hopefully we won't find too many of those that are actually surrounded by other skeletons, because they'll be a little more difficult. Now, this very difficult to see staircase here that kind of heads down the cliff, and this is how you get into the Catacombs. You end up getting to this little area where it really starts getting dark, and then straight down into the unlit Catacombs to fight a bunch of skeletons and get blown up really quickly. Basically, what's blowing me up, there are like these floating head things, like right there. You can sort of see them off the side. When they get close, they will just straight up blow up, and they'll actually kill like any of the skeletons that are nearby if they get caught in the blast. If you have a good shield, you can basically block all the damage as long as you have enough stamina to do so. They're just really annoying because a lot of times you don't see them, like when they're right there when they're below the ledge. It's very difficult to know they were there, but if you do, you can pretty much block all the damage without too much trouble. So the trick is getting them to blow up when you know they're there, as opposed to getting them to blow up when you don't. We're about to see the gimmick fairly quickly. I think it's in like a room or two from now to the Catacombs, and they are these necromancer guys. And when the skeletons die, instead of when the skeletons die, instead of just dying for good, the necromancers actually bring them back to life. But that is why I have the Divine Claymore. Not only does the divine weapon do more damage to the undead types, but it also makes it impossible for them to be resurrected. So if I kill one of these guys with a divine weapon, they are gone for good. I got that for 2 reasons. One is right now in the Catacombs because of this entire gimmick, and the other reason is because of Gravelord Nito, which is the boss that we're going to get the Lord Soul from, which is also very important because he uses a similar strategy. So anyway, as I said, one two-handed R2 attack will take these guys out, no problem. And then we could run down here to kill a probably quite frazzled necromancer who has no idea why all of his skeletons aren't respawning. And these guys don't have too much health or anything. It's just the problem is later on in the level, there's a couple necromancers. They tend to run away, and if you don't have a a divine weapon, they're going to be respawning skeletons like every time you kill them. So it's going to be really annoying. Alright, so anyway, I'll light this bonfire, and then I will push in this lever, which will open the next area in the Catacombs. And that seems like a good time for me to take a drink. Okay. So, you know, the only reason I didn't rested it is because I know that these guys won't respawn. If I do, otherwise I'll have to kill them all again. But anyway, I'm just going to head up here towards this very nice, scenic-looking waterfall, and then just be very careful, because there are necromancers that are going to be throwing fireballs at me. Right there. And there's two of them kind of hanging out over there, and I don't want to get caught in the crossfire, so I'm just going to try to not die, and I'm not really doing a very good job of it at the moment, apparently. And I actually just barely missed a fireball there, just through pure luck. Just keep moving, I guess, would be the best strategy for this area, because it doesn't really seem like there's much you can do in the way of perfect avoidance. So I'm going to heal up real quick, and then I'll make my gauntlet run for the necromancers. The only thing that can make this area worse is if there are, like, floating heads, but I'm pretty sure there are not. Now, I'm kind of wondering to myself how much it must suck to be like the people who are like, you know what, we're gonna bury some guys on the side of a cliff instead of inside like the necromancer, inside the tomb. Like, you know, how much those must be like the cheapest seats ever. Whoa, and I almost got knocked off the cliff there. I think I would have if that skeleton hadn't been there to interrupt me. Alright, so the necromancer, as you can see, is running. He's raising skeletons all over the place like a complete boss. And I'm just going to take care of them one by one so they can never come back again, because I don't want them used against me any more than they already are. And I don't want to get overwhelmed here, because this guy will basically summon all of them. And you want to kill them as you go, as opposed to fighting them all at the same time. There should be a couple more over here, or maybe not. Maybe I already killed them. Alright, so you head up here into the this room, and you're gonna see the necromancer book it yet again. And it's getting kind of annoying now, because the skeleton's spawning all over the place, and I'm actually gonna back off to fight them, because once again I can see myself getting hemmed in, and I do not want to get hemmed in. It's definitely convenient that my Claymore can take these guys out in one hit. That's one of the reasons why I chose a heavy weapon for my divine weapon, as well as, you know, my normal MO. Heavy weapons are pretty good in this game if you know how to use them, because once you get the timing down, you can basically kill people a lot faster than normal, or at least with a lot less chance of error. Like, if you have a quick weapon, which is what I usually use, actually, the other runs I've played through this, a quicker weapon, it's actually a little tougher to beat people sometimes, because you have to hit them so many times. Whereas with a heavy weapon, you hit them once and you do all your damage at once. So it ends up being a pretty good deal if you know how to time it right, which just comes with practice. Basically, just comes with the effort. All right, so I guess we'll pick up this little soul item over here, large soul of a nameless soldier, and then we will soldier on. I'll take one more sweep through this little area, just to make sure that there aren't any skeletons that I missed, or aren't any treasures that I missed. But I'm pretty sure I picked all of them up. And it would appear that I am good to go from here on. So, doesn't seem to be anything in here. Kind of looks like it should be an illusory wall, but isn't. And we will head down and actually continue with the level now, which is always fun. Don't do it, man. Don't go down there. That's the wrong way. Alright, I believe that is not the way to go. We have to go the other way. Right there. So, now you're going to notice that this bridge has, like, you know, is like turned to the side, and there's like all spikes across it. Doesn't really seem like that's an easy way to go. So we're going to head down the ledge and see if there's somewhere else we can figure out, you know, what to do. Now, a bunch of these statues that are on my right here, they're actually like traps, so spikes will actually shoot out of them when you get near them. And I am kind of afraid to move forward, because I see the spike trap, I see these floating heads, and all I'm thinking is, like, this is probably going to be instant death. And the heads are clearly not exploding when I'm shooting arrows at them, so apparently the only way to actually damage or kill the head is to let them explode. So now I'm trying to be extremely wary here. But I know I have to go this way to clear the bridge, so I'm trying to get them to blow up without, you know, falling off the ledge or doing anything stupid. And I can't really get this one to blow up. So now I'm thinking, you know, I just see the skeletons, I'm probably good to go. I didn't see that that head somehow managed to get all the way over to the wall. So in a poor turn of events, I died a horrible death, and kind of an embarrassing one, because I literally was shot off the cliff by the explosion. But on the other hand, you know, it allows me to cut back here, and you know, after a little bit of editing, we are back at the same area we were at before. So this time we'll try not to repeat our mistakes and make sure that there is not a floating head up against the wall this time. So once again, you know, just make sure you have the shield up. And I think we're going to try to ninja flip through here, or just ninja flip right into the trap and get spiked in the face. At least you guys get to see the trap in action, so you know exactly what it looks like. Now if I go forward here, I should be able to get this guy to explode. Alright, that's exactly what I wanted. So I'll, you know, I'll retrieve my souls, I'll blow up that one, and now I think all three of them are dead. So I can actually focus on taking on these skeletons, who aren't really that tough to begin with, but I didn't want to have the risk of getting, you know, shot off the cliff again by the skulls. So anyway, there's not really any other heads as I was just checking for. So I will try to get past these skeletons. I have to kill this guy again because I'm pretty sure he was killed by the explosion. And this guy I haven't fought yet. And down at the end there should be another switch, which will allow me to turn the bridge and get over it, which is a pretty good thing, in my opinion. So as you can see, the catacombs really aren't all that difficult. They're just annoying because there's little things you have to do, so it's tough to speed through them. And you haven't even seen the most annoying parts yet, which are in the Tomb of the Giants and the bone wheel skeletons, which you will see in this video. So now you're going to notice that the bridge is, you know, situated the right way, but this is Necromancer, and there are two skeletons waiting for me at the other end. I'm just gonna kind of bum rush him here and take out both at the same time. So I'm actually kind of proud of myself for that. And I'm not gonna give this guy a chance to run or hit me with fire. I'm just gonna backstab him, run him through, laugh as his lifeless body hits the ground, and continue on with my life. So now that he's dead, we have kind of a fork. We can either go right or left. And I'm just gonna check out the right path first to see it. It seems to be a dead end, except for that like pit that you can fall through. So I guess we're gonna have to make the best of it here. So I'll roll through that because it was a pretty obvious trap. I missed the crystal lizard, unfortunately, which is probably the only reason why anyone would ever decide to go down into this like little trap pit thing. And now I guess there's nothing else to really do other than to climb up this ladder. There's no illusory walls, nothing in the vases. So we're just gonna climb up this indent in the wall here, and just try to get out and get back to where we were, because clearly this way is not the way we were supposed to be going to move forward. And another dead end. So you know what happened last time when we were in a dead end? You walk forward in the grave and it fell. So let's just walk forward into that grave any day now and fall through. And now you might recognize where we are. We were behind the waterfall where the switch was, and we were just here. So we're actually pretty close to where we were when we fell through the pit the first time. So now we can head around the corner and avoid that trap poorly and go the other way. So we'll actually be able to make some progress in the level. And we're actually almost done with the catacomb section. So there's only a few more things we have to do here before we get to fight the boss, which is not Nito. He's at the end of Tomb of the Giants, but in order to gain access to Tomb of the Giants, we do have to come this way and fight the easiest boss of all time. And when I say that, I really mean it. This guy makes the rest of Dark Souls look pathetic. Or it looks pathetic in comparison to the rest of Dark Souls, I should say. He is really bad. So we'll see that guy pretty soon. He actually has some of the best. He has probably the best rewards of any boss in the game too. And that was kind of a mean trap. Puts a treasure chest right on a spike trap. All right. So we're gonna try to kill these guys as soon as they spawn, because I'm just a douchebag that way. But I just barely began to live. Yep, but I don't care. So we'll check down here and see what's going on. Doesn't seem to be much. Seems to be a treasure in here and a couple skeletons. So we will, you know, we'll claim that in the name of Britain. I believe it's probably just a soul. Yep, a soul of the proud knight. And now I'm going to make a mistake and almost fall to my death. That can actually be opened by a switch that I'm never going to be able to show you because I fall like an idiot. But if you go this way a little further and you don't fall down the pit like I just did, which is a shortcut that they don't really want you to know about right away. But as long as you can do that, this is another green titanite char, which is kind of useless at this point. But as long as you jump down here and land on a ledge, you can get all the way down to the bottom fairly simply without too much effort. So now if you jump through here, you'll cause a cutscene.
Be gone with you. You spoil my focus.
And yeah, this guy's voice sounds really screwed up. I think they kind of messed up on the I don't know, the translation or the, you know, when they were just like, something about the audio file seems corrupted. Alright, now anyway, this guy is a blacksmith, and he's the last blacksmith in the game. Basically, if you get like the Chaos Ember and something like that, you can have this guy make chaos weapons for you and fire weapons, and he's kind of a badass, but it's very easy to get him killed, which I almost do via this skeleton who I don't even know where he came from. So luckily, the guy hit me and not the blacksmith, because if he had aggroed the blacksmith, I would have been in really deep shit. So now anyway, there are some bonewheel skeletons in this area, and all they do is they roll around like complete jerks, try to make your life a living hell, which they succeed at usually, and sometimes can like kind of gang up on you and kill you. So I'm just gonna try to run through all of here rather than fight like all 20 of them, and see if I can get through. And there's a couple bone wheels right there. I managed to roll past most of them, and there's going to be another one up in this hallway, and the other ones are going to be following me, so hopefully I can get through without getting hit too many times. Gotta love the rolls of invincibility frames, and then jump through this fog door before they can follow me. And as you can see, the fog door remains, which means that this is a boss fight, and as soon as we jump through this little gate here, we'll be able to fight the boss. So I'm going to actually switch to the Lightning Zweander, because you don't need a divine weapon to beat this guy. And I'm just going to wreck him as quickly as possible. So, you know, wish me luck. I'm heading in. Sunlight maggot on my head. I'm feeling good. This guy definitely looks a lot more intimidating than he actually is. Alright, so this is Pinwheel, whose name is derived from the fact that he looks like a pinwheel. And basically, he has one attack. It's this orb thing. And he divides himself into three pinwheels, which one hit would kill. And then you just find who it is, and you hit him a couple times, and he dies a horrendous death. He literally only has 800 HP to his entire name. So he's pretty pathetic. And when you beat him, you get the Rite of Kindling, which allows you to kindle up to 20 flasks, I believe, at most, on any bonfire, but just by adding more humanity. And you also get a cool drop, which is one of the 3 masks that he's wearing. I got the Mask of the Mother, which I'm not going to put on right now, but the Mask of the Mother actually increases your HP a fairly decent amount. So you're going to see me use that against Gwyn, I believe, in a couple of episodes when we finish this game up, because I'm going to need all the HP I can get for that fight. So anyway, the little door that opened, the little side of the wall, it reveals a ladder. And we're going to head up the ladder, and that's going to be just about it, because the next area leads directly into the Tomb of the Giants, and I'll show you where to go through that and fight Nito in the next couple of episodes. So for now, that's it. That's curtains. I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed it, and keep watching until next time. I'll see you guys later.